Hello everyone, we are back with part 2 of how to make the best ERLC server in ERLC. First, we're going to be beginning this video off in a public server. As you can see, there are lots of people here. If you thought this was my private server, you would be wrong. Although that would be nice to have this many people. Good. I will say, I've never seen this van before. Looks quite new. Looks quite nice. So to kick off this video, obviously in the last one I showed you how to get it and how to get in it. So basic stuff. I don't think it was too long of a video, maybe like 9 minutes long. This one's going to be probably a little bit longer, I'm not really sure. But I'm going to be going over like all the settings, how to get extra settings. And probably in part 3 I'll be speaking about how to get a community and grow your... like grow your community, grow your server, maybe make a Discord, and I'll go over permissions and all of that. Oh my god, I've just been rammed by a Bugatti. Okay, that's not a Bugatti, but still. But yeah, like I said, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get like the packs and what to do with them. So we're going to get 2 packs in today's video for our private server. Now do bear in mind these cost money. I will put little things at the bottom, like... that you can just skip ahead to, like timestamps are in the description. I will put timestamps in, meaning if you don't choose to buy these, if you don't buy these upgrades for your server, then I'll still go over like the settings that everyone can choose and everyone can customize. So you can just skip to that bit, obviously, if you're not gonna buy the upgrades. I would highly suggest that you do buy them, because it will make your server so much better and so much more appealing. Now, as before, we made it in own servers. I've got 2 servers now. My Fraz Gaming one, and my California State Roleplay, which is what we are doing for this episode. Now, things we're gonna change is... we obviously don't have much description and there's not a lot of stuff to it. We also have no server packs. Now if you look at this one, I've got 5. You can get 6, but yeah. And also we haven't got a custom join code or anything, no restrictions, so we're going to change all of that. You may be tempted to join the server by clicking join server. I'm actually going to click upgrade packs. We got server feature packs. Now obviously I went through what all of these do and which ones I recommend. We're going to be going over today the roleplay pack. Actually, are we? Which one's this? The roleplay pack allows you to custom uniform, spawn major code. Okay, I might go over 3 then. I was going to do pro server, which gives your server like special features, and premium settings. So start off with the premium settings ones. This is 250 Robux, so obviously I've got enough to buy that, so we'll buy that. We'll then get the pro server one. So we've got to go back into here, upgrade, pro server. Now this one is 200, so it's a bit cheaper. This doesn't give you as much, but it does give you that special invite code that you can customize and change to whatever you want, which is what we're getting it for. Now if you look on here, we now have 2 server packs. We've got the premium settings, pro server. Now I will get the roleplay pack just so we don't have like 10 videos in this series. So we'll probably do all 3 in this episode, if you call it that. So there we go. Roleplay pack. Now what we're going to do is we're going to join the server. You also can't have any players in your server when you're upgrading it, just to let you know. And also if you share or leak your code out, anyone can then join the server. So if you want it to be like privated, don't share the code to everyone. And you can also add restrictions, which I'll show you later. Alright, so back in our server. Obviously, it's going to stay day because that's what we did last time. If you want to go back to that video to see how to make it stay day all the time, then, you know, obviously you can do that. So what these settings actually do is like this, like you say, they're settings. If you go to server info, edit server settings, they're all in here. Also, before we continue in this video, I just want to give a shout out to Isaac Creasy. He helped me with this video idea, so shout out to you. So if we go to here, scroll down a little bit, obviously we get like access, join code, max players, and all that stuff. So access, we can change this to unlisted, meaning people basically can't see your server, which, I mean, it's up to you. You can also do an account verification, which is quite cool. But like I said, we're going to go through all of it. I just quickly went over some of the things. So we'll start off with the default settings. So If you didn't get any of the packs, then stay for this part because we're just changing some of the basic settings. So you can do your server description. So I just call it Fraz's test server ! And that will now show up when we refresh. Access, we want it listed because we want people to join. We can then do a server access code. So this basically says, like, you know, players can join. Now you can regen this, and it basically does a random one. So I'll show you in a minute how to get a custom one. We got max players, maximum is 40, so you might as well just put 40 so you can have as many people in your server as you want. Well, 40, but you can get the most players in. We then got some of these, so wanted command. So this basically allows you to make yourself wanted. We're going to enable this just because it adds more roleplay, I think. Like, you can wanted people and then you can cuff them and whatnot, or, you know, it's good for admins if they want to do stuff, so we'll leave that on. You can have team balance. I'll probably turn this, I'll probably just keep this on for now because I don't know how it would show, but basically it means that teams must be balanced, so you can't have like everyone on the police team and no civs, which is obviously good because you want to have civs. Now, what I probably would disable, which is kind of annoying, is traffic cameras make you wanted. Now, it depends what kind of roleplay you're going for. If you're going for like serious roleplay, I'd probably turn it off. Because realistically, you wouldn't get wanted from a traffic camera. It would just fine you until you obviously ran out of money. You wouldn't necessarily be wanted unless obviously you were speeding like really fast, or for whatever reason it, yeah. But we'll change another setting in the roleplay pack that we got, which will counteract this anyway. Count age minimum, this just stops people from going on their alts. So this basically means like your account must be like 0 days. So if you put it to 7, someone creates an account today, they have to wait 7 days before joining your server. Because that's obviously some good security, just to stop people from, say I banned someone, just to stop them from going on an alt account and then hacking or exploiting on my server. I'd say this is probably like 30 days, which is a month. Just stops people with brand new accounts from joining your server. Because obviously, again, it's a good roleplay server. And who's going to be playing ERLC on the first day that they've made their like Roblox account and gonna want to be joining your roleplay server? It's a bit suspicious, you know. Automatic traffic lights braking, I'll just leave that on. Automatic debris calls, this just adds more calls, like AI generated calls, which obviously you want to have on. Otherwise you have to set them your own, or mods have to do them, which can be a pain. Server link, that's just a link that you can give people and then they can join. So you can put that in like your Discord server and people can click on it. Devices allowed, some people may choose like PC only, because some people on mobile just choose, or, you know, don't roleplay as good or can't drive as well, so that may be one reason you want to turn it off. Players can pull fire alarms. Now this could get annoying, I don't know. Obviously you'd have to see in your server, are people abusing this or are they not? An account verification. So do they have to have like their phone linked to their Roblox account or their email linked? I'm going to put disabled because there could be like young people joining this server which might not be able to have access to a phone that they can put in there, and it just restricts the amount of people that we can get in our server really. And obviously we want to get as many people as possible, so I'll just leave that off. ERLC API, now obviously this is a pack and I'll show you how to do this in another video because we're not doing this pack in today's video. We've got the Sonoran CAD, I don't know how to say it. We're going to be setting this up in a video, which will probably be like, maybe not the next one, but maybe episode 4. This is episode 2, so maybe, you know, 2 more videos time. Because it basically allows you to set up a CAD. And it's really cool. You can set up calls and you can have dispatch. So we'll show you how to set up CAD in another one, which is computer aided dispatch, which is really helpful. Now we've got the premium settings pack. So this is paid. This is what we got in the public server that we had to upgrade the server with. Name visibility basically shows all players' names above their head. Now, it depends what you're doing. In my custom server that I use for doing videos, I turn it off because I don't want people's names being shown if I'm doing role plays because it's realistic. But in this sense, if you have admins and mods, if it's whitelisted server, then maybe you'll have it off. But if it's a public server, and you have moderators in game that need to see player names so they can ban or kick, then you'll need to keep that on, otherwise you won't know what a player's name is, and therefore you won't be able to kick them or ban them if they do something wrong. So definitely keep that on. It is quite risky to turn it off. We then come on to ELS, so you can have red and blue. I'll just leave that on. Server group lock, so you can basically put an ID in here and this restricts it. So you put a group ID and it basically whitelists your server. So you have to be in a group to basically join the server. Now I'm going to show you how to do this just because I know some people will want to do this. So say I come to my Fraz Gaming fan group, which you should join by the way, and also if you come to social links, never mind, it's not in there, but make sure to join my Discord server by the way guys. We'll be doing some giveaways shortly, and we're looking for moderators and staff, so make sure to join. I also got links to my vlog channel on there as well, and some ERLC announcements and everything, and all my new uploads, so yeah, join that. But yeah, if you want to basically whitelist it, what you can do is come up to here, get the group ID, so just double click that little number after groups, and then the /. And then if you come to server group lock and you put this ID in here, that's all saved. So now people have to be in this group in order to join my server. And if you want it so that you have to, if you want it so it's really secure, what you can do is if you go into your group settings, this is all free by the way, you can put manual approval, which basically makes join requests. So people have to request to join the group, and then you have to go to join requests in here and accept them, and then they can join your group. So basically they have to request to join, you have to accept them before they can even join your ERLC server. So obviously that's very secure, and maybe you can make it so you only accept them if they verify on their Discord or whatever, but again that's up to you. Now I'm just going to turn this off because obviously I want loads of people to join my server and my group. I'm going to keep this on though, just so we don't have random people joining the server, just so, you know, it's whitelisted. Another thing you have is length of day. I'd probably set this to like 20 minutes, or like I said, if you want it to be really long and you want it to stay permanently day, you can change this. So if you want it permanently day, just make it longer and then set the time to day. So if you just go like 9, and then you go like time 12, which is midday, then it'll stay daytime.
The sea doesn't care where you came from, only who it can make you. Stronger, smarter, braver. Here, Americans are forged into sailors. This is their classroom, where honor, courage, and commitment are taught by the world's toughest teacher.
We have game restrictions, so these are just restrictions like despawn timer on placeable objects, detain timer. I don't exactly know what it is, I've never really used it, I'll just keep it on, but yeah, read this if you want it. It does have some performance issues though, so I won't mess with it too much. We then have free cam. I definitely enable this because it allows Mod Plus to use free cam. This is really good if you want to get like pictures in your server. Now I think owners can always free cam, so I wouldn't worry too much. I might be wrong on that, but I think if you're an owner and you have this off, you can still free cam. But I would turn it on anyway because I think it's really good to allow people to free cam, so then they can get really good videos or shots in your server and advertise it more. We also have tier requirements, so this basically restricts access based on players' tiers. So it's basically if you like matchmake into a thingy, you have to be like a certain tier to join. So if you disable it, then anyone can join. If you put it to tier 3, then you have to be like really experienced and have like high XP and whatever in the game in order to join your server. I just lower that. Glass shatter timer, just leave this at normal, you don't need to change it. Voice chat only, this can be a really good one for roleplay. Basically means that you must have access to Roblox's voice chat, so you must be verified to use voice chat in order to join the server. Now again, I'm just going to leave it off because you can just type in chat, it's not too hard. But I may turn this on in the future if it becomes a problem that people aren't really using voice chat when they should. Player gun damage, I have seen some people lower this, which basically means you need to hit more shots in order to kill someone, which can lower RDM, which is a random deathmatch. So if people are just shooting people for no reason in your server, you can lower this, which basically makes it harder to kill people, and I think it's actually really good. Now I don't exactly know what I would lower it to. I'm just going to leave it at 1, which is normal. And you've also got vehicle gun damage, which obviously does less damage to vehicles. You could even put it to 0, I think. Which basically means you can't damage vehicles using guns, which I think's good, but it's up to you. Player location on map, I will leave this on just so people can see each other and whatever. Placeable object collisions, disable this, to be honest, because otherwise cones have collisions, which basically means if you hit it in a car, your car can get damaged. It's like hitting a brick wall. Automatic weather cycle, I don't really want weather changing. I want it clear all the time because it can be annoying to have thunder randomly. Drop cash on death, again I'm probably going to disable this because it can add a tiny bit of lag, and it's pointless because if you know, in private servers cash doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't save in a real server, so I'm not going to worry about that. We have team group lock, which basically is really good. It means you have to put a group ID in here in order to join the team, which basically stops people from going on the police team who aren't verified. So definitely invest in this. It does cost 100 Robux to make groups, and then obviously you got to add the ranks and whatever. So again, we might do that in another video. I'm not really sure yet, but I'll just leave that off for now because obviously I don't have the group set up. We have server icon. So this is basically asset IDs. I can show you how to do this quickly because I've actually made an icon. So if you go to create at the top here, what you can do is you can actually upload assets. Now I believe you do a decal. You can do, I think it is decal. And then we're just going to upload it as well. So I've got it here, CSRP for California roleplay, or California State roleplay, whatever you want to call it. And we've got all that done. And then we can just rename it, so CSRP, upload it. And when it's uploaded, just click on it, and again you'll get this ID. This is the asset ID. And then when we come back in game, we can just put the asset ID in here and save it, and that should work, I think. I don't know why it changes to 121, but okay. Here's the custom invite code, so obviously you can put a custom invite. Now I'm going to do one. I'm just going to like CSRP for California State Roleplay. Now, if it's taken, it won't let you do it. So, code is censored, great. What if I put Cali RP? Will that work? It's already in use, okay. So you just got to find something that hasn't been used yet, and then put it in. Now when you're trying to make a code, if you're doing like California, obviously it's already taken, but either do it in all caps or all lowercase, because if you have like capitals and lowercases, obviously it might let you do it, or I don't know, but I think like they might have changed it, but before in my other server I've done code fraz all capitals join, and I think some people did it in lowercase and it wouldn't work, so you have to do it in like all capitals. Like it has to be exact, so if I did like that, that's how you would have to put it in. If you did that, it wouldn't work. So make sure you either do all caps or all lowercases, just because then it's easier for people to join. Now obviously you can set that to whatever you want, but then we're going to be moving on. So you can set server co-owners as well. Now I wouldn't give this to anyone because they can basically edit settings. So they can edit your RP server settings, which obviously you can choose if they can and if they can't change that setting. But I would just not give anyone co-owner unless you know them in real life, because giving them perms to ban, kick, set moderators, set admins, change all of your server settings, if you've gone through all of them and customized everything, and then they just accidentally, or maybe not even accidentally, but just ruin your server, it's all going to be your fault and you're going to really regret it. So only do it to people that you actually know, because then you can trust them and someone you've known for a while. And also don't have a popular server and then someone comes to you saying, hey, I can be co-owner, and then give it to them. If I ever choose co-owners, I always start the server with a co-owner, and then I make it popular with the co-owner. Because if you have a popular server, the only reason someone wants to be co-owner is because it's popular. If someone wants to be co-owner because they want to support you and they want to help your server by, you know, being one of the first members to ever play on your server and whatever, then you can trust them. We also have commands logs webhook, so you can do webhooks, which is actually really good. So I think this is like Discord, but you can put the Discord webhook in there, and then whenever someone puts in a command, it does it in the Discord. Now I will make a video on how to do the Soren CAD. Like when I make the Discord, I'll show you how to do all Discord logs and Soren CAD and all that, and link it all in one video, so you won't worry with that just yet. We've also got kick and ban log webhook, which again we'll do in another video. Customized fire helmet. I'm not sure exactly what this does. Able to pick from red, white, yellow, and black. Okay. I'll put this on enabled because it allows people to pick the color of their helmet depending on their rank. So obviously that will be helpful for roleplay.
At Walden University, we get the W. That's why we welcome and overcome challenges.
It's why our highlight reels are filled with lasting impact on our communities, on our families, and on ourselves.
We turn our passions into purpose, and we put in the work to earn it. Because we're here to create a legacy that elevates us
And everyone around us. Get the W.
Walden University, set a course for change. Visit waldenu.edu to learn more. Certified to operate by Chev.
Now arrest civilians. I'll put this to enabled. It basically allows officers to arrest anyone, even if they're not wanted, which is good because the chance that people get wanted is really low. And what this allows officers to do is basically just arrest anyone for even just like running a red light, which is, in my opinion, good because it gives them more opportunities to do roleplay. Because otherwise you have to wait till someone's wanted before actually arresting them, which I don't think is very realistic. Because they could run a red light or whatever, but you still can't arrest them. We also have combat mode. So this basically means if you haven't got a weapon, you can't shoot or kill. But this also works for police. So if police try and shoot a suspect because they're a threat and they're running away or whatever, and they can't tase them, and it's their only option, they won't be able to, because if the civ doesn't have a gun, they're not in combat mode. So again, I'd turn this off. It does allow people to just shoot anyone, so you will need to make sure you have active staff. Otherwise people would just be shooting people for no reason. So you need to actually set rules up and enforce it. But if it is enforced and people know how to roleplay and are following the rules, this is actually really good turned off. Tow any vehicle, again enabled because it allows DOT to tow any vehicle. It doesn't have to be like conditioned, which basically means it doesn't have to meet the requirements to be towed. It can be towed for whatever reason. So obviously you can do like impound role plays and stuff like that, which is really cool. Pit vehicles, so I'll put this to enabled. It basically allows anyone to pit a vehicle. Well, police to pit any vehicle, which is really good, even if it's not running away from you. Friendly fire. Now, for RP, I will enable this. Basically allows police to kill police. Now, realistically, in the real world, if I shot, like, if I was a police officer and I shot another police officer, they're gonna die. So, it's realistic to have this in a game. It can be a bit annoying because obviously police can miss shots, or, you know, if you're doing like a hostage situation, you can accidentally think they're a suspect when they're a police officer. But again, it's realistic. Custom uniforms, this obviously you have to open in here, but you can add new uniforms. You just put this texture in here. We're not going to do this today because I honestly think that the default uniforms are actually good. Well, they're not probably amazing, but I think they're alright, so we're just going to leave it. Now the mod help command, if you're going to have any sort of active staff, you need to have this enabled. It allows people to do !mod or !help, and then it basically says Raz Games request assistance. If you click, it will teleport them. It will teleport you know, the staff member to them, and then you can say, hey, I'm Mod Fraz, what seems to be the issue? Or if someone does help, I've been RDM'd, then you can deal with it. Another one we have is ban vehicles. Now, I definitely use this because you can basically ban vehicles that you don't want people in. Now, some vehicles you might not want people in. For like the police stuff, if you haven't done like textures or liveries for a certain vehicle, then obviously you don't want people using it because it hasn't got liveries on it. Then you can just disable it. Now, the one I would definitely disable is civilian vehicles. Now, next to it, it says regular. If you get down nearer the bottom, you can start to see ones that say like exotic and stuff, I think. I might be wrong, but basically you can ban vehicles from people spawning it. So maybe I don't want people using a Bugatti in the game or in my server, then you can just tick off the Bugatti, or like the Chevron Corvette 8. If I do that, then basically no one can use that vehicle because it's fast and I don't want people going fast in my server. Now, this is good for roleplay because a lot of people always go for Bugattis and fast cars so they can get away from the police. But it's not always realistic because in real life you're not going to see 100 Bugattis, you know, around every corner. So if you want to limit the amount of Bugattis or just get rid of them, then this is how you do it. We're nearing the end now. We can also ban guns. So if you don't want people to use massive, really powerful guns, then you can turn them off. So for this, I might turn like some of these off because I don't want people using them. So I'm going to have an MP5 G36C. These are both actually like UK guns, by the way. I'll also have the Glock 17. And then we got like the Shield 9 and the M4A1. Now you always want to have the Shield 9 because everyone has this weapon. And if you ban a weapon that everyone has, then they might not be able to get a gun because you're restricting, you know. These guns you need like XP for and ranks, and if they haven't got that rank, then they can't get the gun. So if you're disabling the basic one, then they might not be able to have any guns, which is obviously bad. Now again, in civilian guns, I'm just going to get rid of like some of these. Like I don't want people having a sniper rifle, or revolvers, or Remingtons, or Pythons, or Desert Eagles, or an SMG. An M249. Maybe I only want people to have AKs, M14, and a Beretta. Maybe an SMG. And then you leave it at that. Lastly, we have like spawn major cervicals, custom team information, speed limits as well. Now these are actually really good to do. We also got that custom ERLC as well, but obviously we'll go over that in another video. To spawn major cervicals, you can just spawn a call. I'm not going to go over that. It's basically just spawn a call. Custom team information is actually good because you can put logos in here. So if your server's based in the UK, you can put like or London, you could put like a Metropolitan Police logo instead of the default badge logo that is there. You can also change the name. So instead of River City Police Department, you could change it to like Los Angeles Police Department or something like that. And lastly in this video, because it is very long, we're just going to go over the speed limit stuff. So these are the different levels. So level 1 is the lowest default set speed limit. Now you can actually go around the signs and change them manually, but obviously you've got to then do it manually and it can get a bit boring. I don't know exactly how this leveling system works, but basically level 1 is like, I don't know, 20 miles an hour you could set, and then maybe like level 6 zones, which is like the highway, you could make it so you can go like 1,000,000 miles an hour or whatever. But you know how you have speed cameras and stuff? Basically, yeah, we've got a speed camera here, I think, or maybe that's just a red light camera. But wherever there's a speed camera, if you set this to like 5 maybe, if someone goes over that and there's a speed camera, they'll get basically told off. I forgot what it was at, but I'm just going to put 30 because, or maybe 35, because that's probably what they have in the US. I don't really know, I don't really live there. But that's going to wrap up today's video. I know it was quite long, but I did just want to go over all of the stuff in today's video, all the settings. Like I said, in the next video I'll probably go over like all the Discord webhooks and stuff, the Soren CADs, and then I'll obviously do like all the other things that you can do, like all the other packs, all the other upgrade packs. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace out.